Hello and welcome to this podcast within Financial Inclusion Week 2023, organized by the European Microfinance Platform and the Green Inclusive and Climate Smart Finance Action Group. In this podcast, we will talk about green inclusive finance and the latest project of the Action Group, the Green Map, a new resource featuring green inclusive finance profiles and case studies of financial service providers and green inclusive finance projects that aims to serve as inspiration and source of knowledge for institutions who want to engage in green inclusive finance, while giving visibility to those that have already taken initiatives to define and implement their green strategy. I'm Joana Afonso, coordinator of the e-MFP Action Groups, and I will have with me in this conversation the two heads of the Action Group, Davide Forcella, director of the Just Institute, and Natalia Real Pecarrillo, CEO of Videra Sustainable Solutions, the IT partner of the Action Group, as well as Isabel Barres, project lead of the Green Map and the consultant involved in some of the more emblematic tech initiatives like the Mixed Market and the Smart Campaign. Before diving into the topic of the podcast, just a few words on e-MFP, the Action Group, and the Green Map project. The European Microfinance Platform is a leading network of institutions and individuals working in financial inclusion in developing countries. It is based in Luxembourg and has today around 130 members from all across the world, representing different sector stakeholders, including multilateral and national development agencies, investors, consultants and support service providers, financial service providers, NGO and researchers. e-MFP action groups are an important driver of the e-MFP's networking and knowledge creation and sharing activities, and one of the main instruments to implement e-MFP's mission. The Green Inclusive and Climate Smart Finance Action Group is e-MFP's longest running action group, celebrating this year its 10th anniversary. The Action Group has through the years developed important initiatives for the financial inclusion sector, including the Green Index, an environmental assessment framework for FSPs, updated in 2022 to its version 3.0, and the co-development with Ceres and SPTF of Dimension 7 of the Universal Standards for Social and Environmental Performance Management. These were possible given the contributions of many Action Group members over time, including the current more than 150 individual members representing 75 institutions. In this podcast, we are focusing on the Green Map, and we would like to thank the Government of Luxembourg for its financial support that makes this project possible. We would also like to thank the team of consultants led by Isabel that included Caroline Brandt from Aures Development Finance, Rana Ramirez and Silvia Recupero, as well as Alfonso Cayazo and the Videra team that developed the Green Map digital solutions, and the e-MFP members and partners that supported the implementation of the project, namely ADA, Ceres and SPTF, Grameen Credit Agricole Foundation, Red Camif, and the Advance Group. And a final big thank you to the 32 FSPs and institutions that shared with us their experiences and are profiled in the Green Map. You can find all their names and information on e-MFP, the Green Action Group, and the Green Map in the links included in the section description. But let's get started. Davide, you have been involved with the Action Group since its origins 10 years ago. You have conducted various studies in green inclusive finance and the development of the Green Index. Please tell us a bit about this journey and about our sector's current understanding of the green activities of FSPs. What are the lessons learned and the challenges ahead?
Thanks a lot, Joanna, for this introduction. I'm pleased to be here. So thanks to everyone that is following us and hearing us and listening to us. So I would like to spend a couple of words on the Green Inclusive and Climate Smart Finance Action Group and the origin. So since when we started back in 10 years ago, the Action Group has been founded with the idea to support the sector evolution into environmental responsible inclusive finance. It has been founded to be a multi-stakeholder think tank, really to push forward a common understanding of where the sector is and define as a counselor or as enabler common standard like the Green Index to be able to understand the status, the evolution, and to monitor the evolution and provide tools for any stakeholder that want to improve the performance of financially inclusive service provider in green activities. Since back in time, one of the major challenges has been to understand what is the status of the green inclusive finance sector. And by the way, what do we mean by green inclusive finance? So our first effort has been to define this standard, namely the Green Index, that as of today is at version 3. and try to define it not as a normative tool, but rather by looking what is happening already into the field and what is happening with financial service provider in terms of activities that support the green agenda. So we have been looking on existing standard, on practices, and define the green index. And then in iteration, we've been evolving it till the version 3. The version 3 basically covers quite a panorama of activities and possibilities the financial institution can undergo to improve its environmental agenda. The first innovation has been to do not consider only the topic to do not harm the environment, but of course to proactively contribute to better ecosystem, but also beyond that to include in a full way the topic about vulnerability. So do not only think that green inclusive finance is promote better ecosystem and do not harm the environment, but also to build resiliencies and sustainable resiliencies for the one that need it the most. Micro enterprises, poor households, smallholder, etc. Our understanding has been then structured along 4 dimensions. So the capacity of an institution to define a strategy and then eventually to implement a strategy toward environmental goals. The capacity to identify opportunities and risk for their client and themselves in terms of environmental risk and opportunity, then be able to manage them, to include into the risk policy and develop a procedure to build resiliencies and a positive impact to their client. And of course, understand the level of product and services, green product and services, financial and non-financial, being loans, saving, remittances, insurance, but also training, awareness raising, capacity building, and partnership to support the clients to move forward into the green agenda. With that, the major challenge we had has been to really understand the status, and have been going through together with the action group on various studies, normally sectorial studies, and every time we had to reconstitute the database. So there was no place where you could find the actual status, and so where all the sector could put their information in a shared way so that the sector could grow together. Nevertheless, we had very engaged members that they were happy to share their knowledge and eventually enable us to look into their data to come to certain statistics. Recently, we have been published a paper called The Status of Green Inclusive Finance, where for the first time we've been put together data from 10 years, so 2011-2019, of the evolution of the sector along the dimension of the Green Index, collecting 1,130 environmental assessments done worldwide, and from more than 800 institutions, namely 866 financial institutions, and been able for the first time to assess the status and the evolution. We've been observing just a couple of results, a status in terms of more and more institutions are engaged into the sector of green inclusive finance. Nevertheless, the evolution has been a bit mixed, showing that there has not been really a focus into strategically support the institution on how to evolve toward their achievement. But in a positive way, we've been seeing that the green product that has been something quite complicated to do for financial institution 10 years ago has now become not the standard, but something much more common. There has been a clear evolution in the development and implementation of financial product, in particular for renewable energy and energy efficiency. And the sector has been growing the most, unfortunately, probably due to increased impact of climate change, has been activity related to sustainable agriculture and climate smart agriculture that at the same time try to reduce the vulnerability of smallholder and rural communities and support better management of ecosystem. This we think is just the basics. What is the main problem is to keep on having this database fed, and in particular being able to add to this database a clear quantitative one, qualitative information, so that really people can understand the processes, how each institution has been reached their actual performance, what has been the challenge, what has been the strategy to overcome blocker and issue, so that the sector can basically restart with a common 80% basis and just focus onto their evolution important for each individual without restarting from zero. I think that the biggest contribution that the Green Map is going to provide potentially is exactly to collect together for the first time in an open sources database. I think it's very important to highlight open sources for the good of the sector, detailed information on best practices toward the Green Index accomplishment. We know further aim. I leave you the word to the next speaker. Thank you, Joanna.
Thank you, Davide. And now that we have set up the background of the project, Isabel, you have been involved in important initiatives like the Mixed Market and the Smart campaign. Can you tell us why you think the Green Map project is important? What are the main learnings from its implementation? And what can you share with us regarding the present green inclusive finance practices?
Yes, thank you so much, Joanna, and thanks, Davide, for setting the stage for this. So I think it's so important because we're currently facing two big problems in regards to green finance, as Davide highlighted. First is that we lack transparency on who is doing what. And second, we also lack the capacity to quickly see the trends and patterns. So the Green Map will help address these challenges. So there is indeed a lot of information that is available on green finance, but there is no currently one-stop shop to get a holistic view on who is doing what and to allow tracking down information that is of particular interest. It can be confusing. It can take a lot of time to do that for everyone involved. So the Green Map aims to change that by doing two main things: by increasing transparency and by structuring the information on green finance. First, in terms of transparency, it's about giving visibility to organizations that are involved in green finance and literally putting them on the map. We're starting with the financial service providers that are offering financial and non-financial green products and services, and also with large multi-year projects that are involving multi-stakeholders, such as the Scale for Resilience Nature-Based Solution Project. With time, we hope that the map will expand to also include other types of organizations. However, they are contributing to advancing the green agenda. So, for example, whether they're conducting trainings, whether they're providing technical assistance or financing the expansion of green portfolios. So we hope that the Green Map will be able to capture a wider range of stakeholders. Our main goal with increasing green finance transparency is really to raise the overall level of awareness on who's contributing to the green finance agenda and in which way. Second, the Green Map will allow access to structured data. The data on the Green Map contains a mix of qualitative information with descriptive, open-ended responses that allow participants to express the nuances, really, of their particular experience, but also has structured data that allows to compare and aggregate the content better to go beyond the analysis of individual profiles. So that's, I would say, is really the importance, or explains the importance of the Green Map. Now, in terms of the biggest learnings from the Green Map, I would say that it probably has to do with the diversity of experiences that are all available in one place and to be easily accessed and compared. So we started with 32 profiles. I think we now have 35 profiles on the Green Map with 28 financial service providers and 7 large multi-stakeholder green projects. Some examples of the green projects, I've already mentioned one, but a couple other examples are MEBA, the Microfinance for Ecosystem-Based Adaptation, which is a technical assistance project that is supporting green action in many regions of the world, including sub-Saharan Africa, South America and Central America, and the Caribbean. Or also another example is Ecomicro, a project that provides ag finance and smart data for climate adaptation in Ecuador. So there's a wide range of projects. Those are only 2. Then in terms of the financial service providers, the 28 financial service providers in the Green Map are engaged in a wide variety of activities, from financing renewable or efficient energy technologies to nature-based solutions or cook stoves, to also providing trainings and engaging with clients with other types of activities that are non-financial. So the Green Map provides a detailed view not only into what solutions the providers are offering their clients individually, but also how they're managing the risks and leveraging the opportunities that are offered to them. With the Green Map, innovative solutions can more easily be spotted and widely shared, as we have done in the 15 case studies that are also available on the Green Map. These provide concrete examples of how to implement good practices. So I'll give you a couple of examples. For example, one of the pillars of the Green Index 3.0 is to develop a strategy that can be implemented. So this is the first standard about developing and implementing the strategy. And in the Green Map, we see the experience of escalating solidarité, that is an MFI in Togo. When developing its long-term strategy, escalating solidarité also defined very specific, tangible goals. For example, one of escalating solidarité's objectives is to encourage a third of its clients to move away from selling energy sources that are detrimental to the environment, such as charcoal or firewood. And escalating solidarité is very specific in what it wants to accomplish, and that increases the chances that it will meet its objectives. Its strategy, it's not defined just in terms of really high level kind of objectives, but it has really gone into quite a bit of specificity. So for example, instead of limiting itself to identifying clients that are involved in charcoal and firewood sales, it also has identified very concrete measures to help them and convert to other income-generating activities. For example, it identifies beneficiaries that can train them on organic storage, so other clients who have already transitioned. It raises awareness on organic storage. It sets up also partnerships with suppliers of organic storage products, etc. So this is one concrete example of meeting that standard. Another example, and I'll end with that is flagged in the Green Map is Pula. Pula is an insurance company that serves clients in many regions of the world, also in sub-Saharan Africa and Central America, and in many parts of Asia. And Pula offers affordable agricultural index insurance product. The way that this works is that its flagship product is called Area Yield Index, and it's an insurance-based product that is based on an area's historical crop yields. So Pula and its clients agree on a yield threshold, and that serves as the basis for the insurance contract. And then Pula's field staff and its partners conduct digitized yield measurements when the harvest time comes and pays farmers when the yields fall below the preset yield threshold. This product is an example of the product that is really attractive for both the clients for a number of reasons. It's easy to understand, it has low cost, there are quick claims, reimbursements, but it's also really appealing for the insurer. It reduces the administrative burden, etc. The product is also affordable for clients. Just to give you a sense, the average farmer with a 1 acre farm pays roughly €9 as an annual premium. So those are just a few of many examples that are available on the Green Map. We think that the sector can really take advantage of the Green Map results by increasing the base of shared knowledge that is available, and that this will yield to developing new partnerships and learning from past experiences. So we invite everyone interested in green inclusive finance to consult and contribute to the map.
Thanks, Isabel. And finally, Natalia, you have been a strong advocate for the need to collect and structure sector data and to set up adequate digital tools to manage and share this data. Will the Green Map enable the financial inclusion sector to share information and capitalize on lessons learned? What are the next steps for the project, and how can the different sector actors contribute to make it grow and keep it updated and relevant?
It's true, Joanna, and for everyone we have been, and it has been a long time since we dreamed of putting a system in place to share experiences with the microfinance sector. We have been working over a decade on this topic, and today we're very proud to have designed and developed this tool. The Green Map for us and for the sector represents a step forward towards open data and serves as an initiative to inspire financial service providers and as well further stakeholders on how to progress in their sustainable finance journey. And we have known, or over the years, we have known about these efforts and activities that many microfinance institutions worldwide have implemented, but only through conferences or workshops or publications, and even the European Microfinance Award back in 2019. But with the Green Map, we aim to offer a space where one can see in detail how such actions have taken place, understand the motivations behind them, also recognize the objectives and the milestones that they have achieved. Because every effort addressing environmental protection is valuable. As concerning our next steps, we intend to enable an interface for financial service providers and as well for stakeholders having multi-stakeholder projects to actively contribute and participate in the Green Map. This is to allow them to submit their own profile, also their data by themselves, and be portrayed there in the tool. Moreover, we invite also the sector to explore this digital tool and its data and reflect on what are the practices that institutions are undertaking across the different standards of the Green Index 3.0, and understand what are the gaps, the challenges and learnings in order to further help the FSPs. And finally, we aim to foster collaboration between the networks, between also with stakeholders, technical assistance providers, financial institutions, impact investors, that will be pivotal in capitalizing on experiences. We will see in the Green Map what are the tools, what are the frameworks that institutions are implementing, what are their problems and how have they solved them, what is the usage of technology, of IT systems, what are their targets that they are pursuing. And we are certain that this initiative is a significant step forward in enhancing our understanding of the role of financial service providers, as well as of impact investors in boosting climate resilience, improving the basic infrastructure for the clients, and thereby achieving a triple bottom impact.
Thanks, Natalia. We hope the insights into the Green Map shared today by Natalia, Davide, and Isabel have been inspiring, and invite you to explore the Green Map platform and contribute to its development and development of green inclusive finance and the sector. You can find the link to the Green Map digital platform and other resources in the sector description. Thank you for having joined us today in this session.